Welcome back. 51 days until Election Day. The campaign's looking for endorsements or support from all corners at this point. The Trump campaign touting the endorsements of those like former Democratic Congresswoman and 2020 presidential candidate Tulsi Gabbard, who moderated a town hall with former President Donald Trump in La Crosse, and RFK Jr., who's scheduled to appear with Tucker Carlson tomorrow night in Milwaukee.
And now Trump's former personal attorney and fixer, Michael Cohen, is intensifying his efforts to campaign against Trump in key swing states. Cohen was spotted at the Democratic National Convention in Chicago and is expected to be in Wisconsin before Election Day.
Cohen was one of the prosecution's key witnesses in Trump's hush money trial. He was sentenced to prison in 2018 after pleading guilty to campaign finance charges and lying to Congress. Michael Cohen joins us now. He is the host of The Michael Cohen Show on his YouTube channel. Michael, hey, good to see you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Matt. Good to be here.
We'll get to a lot. First, I'm curious what you see as your role between now and Election Day, almost 7 weeks to go, especially when you look at key swing states like Wisconsin.
Yeah. So I've been asked by several different individuals to join them in potential bus tours around various different key swing states like Philadelphia, like Georgia, like Wisconsin, like Michigan, and I have agreed.
Michael, at the Democratic National Convention, a Chicago Sun-Times headline said you were, quote, treated like a rock star. I read another article that said you were living your best life at the DNC. Are you in high demand among Democrats right now?
Well, yes, I am. And I have to tell you, I want to thank each and every one of the 10,000 people that asked me for a selfie. I was treated. Now I know how people like Taylor Swift feel.
Why do you think that is?
Because I think I came out and I was the one who was responsible by telling the truth, holding truth to power, that I was the one who ultimately, for the first time in the man's life, held him accountable for his own dirty deeds. And of course, I'm referring to Donald J. Trump.
Michael, you just mentioned how close you were to Trump for years and decades. I'm going to get to the debate in the second. I'm first curious, though, what was your reaction and what impact did the assassination attempt have on you several weeks ago?
So I was very upset when I saw that happen, not only because of, my former relationship to Donald Trump, but I don't want to see an assassination attempt on anyone, least of all a former president who happens to be the nominee for the Republican Party. It's un-American.
Let's talk about the debate this past week. The Harris campaign almost immediately came out and said after the debate they want to debate Trump again. Do you think he's going to debate again?
Well, the statements that came out from the Trump camp is that he won the debate. He immediately went to the spin room, which is not something you usually see happen, and he declared victory. And I'm not sure what debate he was at, because the rest of us saw the debate for what it really was, which was a pounding by Kamala Harris, a prepared alpha female Kamala Harris destroying Donald Trump on this debate stage.
Michael, right now this race is essentially tied nationwide, razor thin in the swing states, including right here in Wisconsin. Why do you think that the race is still as tight as it is right now?
I don't believe it. Look, what I don't want to do is be the person who turns around and says, I think that she's got this in the bag. She's probably up by 10 points. And then it creates an apathy by voters saying, my vote's not really necessary, so therefore I'm not going to show up to the polls. I believe everybody wants every single American who's capable of voting to actually vote.
We outlined your past at the top, your guilty pleas, the prison sentence as well. For the independent voters who are here in Wisconsin, why should they trust you? Why should they believe what you're saying to us right now?
I've been saying the same thing now for 7 years. In fact, look at Judge Engor on page 32 of his. Michael Cohen told the truth. You know who actually, he said, didn't tell the truth? Donald Trump, Don Jr., Eric, Alan Weisselberg, Jeff McConney. Look, let me be very clear. I made my mistakes. I've owned them. I've taken responsibility for them. So if they want to believe me, that's fine. You don't need to believe me. Do the research yourself, something that Taylor Swift was talking about in her famous post just the other day. Do your research.
Former President Trump's former personal attorney, Michael, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Up next, the new battle.